It's Vern from VFC Archery. So, if you watched my last video on Hornbow number 4, you saw it blow up right in front of the screen. And what I've got now is Hornbow number 5. This is a Hornbow that I've got somewhat close to being finished. I've got 2 more that I'm going to be making. That I've got the wood cores drawn for them right now. But this one is one that I believe I've shown on a previous video when I just kind of introduced both Hornbows number 4 and 5. They are of a Turkish style, but definitely not Turkish Hornbows. There are some similarities, but there are some dissimilarities. Probably more dissimilarities than anything. But it's 50 inches long, 48 knock to knock is what it'll be. I had to take this to the belt sander and do a significant amount of sanding. It was over 600 grams, now it's 430, so we dropped a couple hundred grams. I couldn't even bend the limbs. I mean, basically it was probably a 150-pound bow. Now I'm hoping it's somewhere between 60 and 100 pounds. Hard to tell. It's down to 1 1/8 inch roughly in width. I haven't yet measured the thickness, and of course the thickness is what matters more than anything for power. The sayas are made out of maple. That's where I didn't have the proper materials to use a mulberry piece of wood that I would have had in a shape somewhat like this already. I had to kind of make do. That's why, you know, with the saya and the kaysan, which in this case it isn't really. This was the next 2 will be closer in style to a Turkish. This one is not, just because the kaysan is not. As you can see, what I did was I had a piece of wood that I spliced in, and it's elevated somewhat, but of course not enough to make the Turkish style kaysan where it comes down into the sal. It's slightly raised here, but again, this is just a kind of an ad hoc Hornbow that I've kind of put together as I've been learning how to make these. This is the 5th one. The first one broke on me on one of the limbs. The second one I actually shot. It ended up being about 62 pounds. And I shot it, but I did a little bit more tillering because it wasn't like the Turkish Hornbow. It was somewhat like this, and I realized that I had to make some adjustments, and in doing those adjustments I of course adjusted the bows into obscurity, I guess, as it separated. The 3rd one broke. The 4th one you just saw separated. The sinew actually separated on it. This one we're going to see. I have one more thing to do on this. I'm going to add about 30 grams of sinew, and I'm going to put it all along the sides, basically from one end to the other, because I've sanded down the width on this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put that on and let it dry for, you know, maybe a good month or so. It's getting to be spring, summer here, so hopefully it'll dry quickly. And 30 grams of sinew probably is going to dry fairly quickly. And then we'll put it on the tillering board behind me here, and we hopefully won't see the same thing as we saw with Hornbow number 4, where it actually blew up. So check back with me in roughly about a month thereabouts. So it's Vern, VFC Archery. Thanks for watching.